Hi, my name's Chris from Discover eLearning, and in this video I'm going to show you how Fire Mods for Articulate Rise 360 can be used to customize the behavior of button blocks, as well as using Rise buttons to trigger our own custom JavaScript. To get started, just install the Fire Mod script into your published Rise project. We have a video detailing the steps of what to do on the Discover eLearning YouTube channel. To show what we can do with button blocks in Rise using the Fire Mod script, I've created a demo project which, as you can see, has a button block on both page 1 and on page 2. Notice how in both cases I've left the caption area next to the button completely empty. You'll see why this is important in just a moment. Also notice that for the button actions that I've just got the first page button linking to page 2 like normal, but for the second button what I want is for this to trigger a custom JavaScript which I want to write and include in my course, triggered when the user clicks on the button. To achieve this, in Rise the only step we need to take is to select the button destination as linked to a web page. And then in the URL box, we can type any value we want, and this is going to become the custom ID value of the button later on when editing the Fire Mod script. So for example, I'm going to set this button's ID value to myscript01, all one word. And once you click away from the link text box, you'll see that Rise has added the HTTP characters in front of what we wrote, and that's absolutely fine. You can just click on the close button now on the settings panel to return back to Rise. Okay, I'm ready to publish my project now, which I'll extract the zip file of onto my desktop and then add the Fire Mod script to the project. Let's now customize the Fire Mod script in order to get our custom button blocks working in the way we'd like. You'll find the first option available to override the Rise default button settings right here towards the bottom of the settings area of the script, titled Button Block Customizations. If we change this value to true, we can have our button block remove the caption area entirely so that instead the button displays nicely central on the screen. You can add more padding to the button if you wish by editing this optional value. Next, we'll set up the custom JavaScript action of our button on page 2 of our course. You'll find the section of the script to set all of this up right here. We can add as many custom button actions to our script as we like. In this case, I'm just going to uncomment out the custom button object item example. And if we wanted to create another item, we can just clone this block between the open and close curly brackets, remembering to separate each block within the custom buttons array with a comma. Firstly, we need to write our button ID that we set in Rise. You'll remember I'd already set this to myscript01, so we're good to go here. Next, I can add my JavaScript to be triggered as soon as the button is clicked, and this can ultimately be anything you wish. I'll just keep the console log message in place to see this display in the browser console. And lastly, for a bit of extra flourish, and as a good way of testing this feature, you can choose whether clicking the button will fire confetti on the screen by changing this value from false to true. You'll also find some style settings for the confetti shown on screen just below the custom buttons block here. And with that, we can now save our changes to the script and preview in the browser. Notice how the first continue block here is nicely positioned central on the screen now. And if I go ahead and click on the second button right here, then there's my confetti. And just opening up the console window for the browser, I can see my custom script also triggered at the same time. Discover more about Fire Mods and everything else we have to offer for Articulate developers over at discoverelearning.com.